Yo, ladies, Karen McCoy here, body transformation expert for women over 40, and let's talk cheat meals. Okay, so you guys probably know what cheat meals are. They're kind of dying down a bit, but like 3 or 4 years ago, they were all the rage. Everybody was talking about cheat meals. I'm going to have a cheat meal tonight. I need a cheat meal tonight. And here's the thing, cheat meals are great, but they're really misunderstood. So cheat meals were taken, like a lot of things, were taken as out of context from us bodybuilders, physique gals, gym goers. And cheat meals are a tool for when we're looking to build the body, but also when we're stripping down to go into show. So cheat meals are not just simply time off the clock. They really are a tool to ensure that our metabolism doesn't dip. So here's the deal. When you're in a deficit, a continued deficit, not an off and on deficit, because that means you're just all over the place and there's no strategy or structure. So it's a real long-term deficit for weeks or months. You need to start building in cheat meals if you hit a plateau. And the reason for that is because your body does not want to continue to lose fat at a consistent rate. And what happens is a lot of women push deeper and they go into, got to add more cardio or got to cut other food groups, right? They start cutting out food groups, or they want to cut carbs, which is the worst thing you can do because metabolism requires carbs to work. That's the fuel for the fire. So they start restricting more calories, they start doing more cardio. And then if you're in perimenopause or menopause, your body's already under the stress of hormonal shifts. And then you're creating more stress by putting more cardio and more restriction in. And you are creating a tidal wave of nonsense where your body is just going to halt everything and you will not lose the fat. So this is where cheat meals came in as a way to relieve that. But again, if you're perimenopause or menopausal, we have to look at your training and your food and your cardio in a very different way. So that's for another topic in another video, which I will be getting to. But for now, if you have been dieting, then a cheat meal is time off the clock. It gives you a little bit of a reprieve and it just makes you feel human, right? And again, this is for people who are disciplined throughout the week and staying in maintenance or a deficit. If you're in surplus, then you don't get a cheat meal. Or you can just say, it's not a cheat meal because it's not really an application to support my metabolism. It's just Friday night and I want to go out for burger and fries. Then you go out for burger and fries. But the challenge was a lot of people who were just using it randomly were calling it a cheat meal because it was cool, right? It's cool to say I'm having a cheat meal. It's cool to sound like the competitors or people that are in the know, but really, when you start working as a coach or you are being coached, you recognize that cheat meals have a very different application. And then again, in the world of physique transformation, there is a difference between cheat meals and refeeds. A lot of people use them interchangeably, but there really is a difference. And so refeeds are even more disciplined, where you're looking at your biofeedback, certain signs in the body, and you must be weight training, and you must be 4 to 6 days a week because you're pulling the glycogen, right? Carbohydrates out of your muscles, and you're actually like flattening when you look at yourself in the mirror, and everything starts to slow down and everything changes in your body because your metabolism is starting to grind to a halt. That is when a refeed is put in. Now, the problem is most people cannot be objective with it because you can't, we just can't be objective with self unless we have a coach that coaches us through it for a long time. And then we can learn our body cues, our body rhythms, and we don't get messed up in our head because when you're hungry, when you're tired, you're going to see things that you don't see. You're training hard in the gym, you've got goals and you're looking, you're trying to perform in the gym and you just don't notice the biofeedback, or you don't notice when you're going slightly into the overtraining mode and underfeeding. That is when a refeed comes in. And you have to know how your body is reacting to it. So I learned over time when I was cutting for show, I needed refeeds twice a week. I could not do it once a week. I needed them every 2, maybe 3 days. and I knew my calorie deficit, which was not intense because you just don't want to lose muscle. So you got to do it slowly, and you got to be slow with the cardio. You don't want too much cardio because that's going to rip muscle off too. And you got to know your body. On my body, cardio rips muscle off fast. And as I aged, when I went over 50, it was faster. So this is where the experience trumps science, guys. And this is where working with good coaches and then and knowing your own body is really, really important, because then you can create a strategy or a recipe for what you need. So for me, it was every 2 to 3 days, and I knew what I needed in that refeed. And that refeed has to include proteins, carbs, and fats. And the protein always stays the same, as you know, but the carbs and the fats. Don't worry, you want to put the butter on the potato, you want to have the chocolate cake for dessert, you might even want to have a glass of wine. That is why I love to work with women that are disciplined and have a certain relationship with food and have certain goals, and they're working them. And refeeds work beautifully, and it's a beautiful way to eat and live, and it can be a lifestyle. And when you make it a lifestyle, it's a really cool way to live. But unfortunately, not a lot of people can do it because they don't have a good relationship with food. It gets all emotional. They don't listen. um, or they want to have a little bit of freedom every day with their food. And that's another way to live as well. Of course, you can. And so the cheat meal is really just kind of throwing in meals where you just want to break. You want to have an outing with the office group. Maybe you're going on holidays and you just want to have an easier time. Then that is what I would say is a cheat meal. But it's usually structured, and it's usually put in at a certain time on a set schedule. So that's kind of what a cheat meal is. But it can be very effective for maintaining and strengthening metabolism. But again, that usually has to be done by somebody who is a coach and knows how to do this and has done it themselves for years, so they know the subtle nuances, and that can follow you and coach you along the way. So cheat meals and refeeds are slightly different, yes, but if you want to just say the same, go out and have a couple meals a week, guys, on your own. Have your food freedom. But if that's the case, know if you're just going overboard and you just want burgers and fries, or if it's like, I need this cheat meal because I've been performing in the gym 4 to 6 days a week, and this is going to build my metabolism and it's going to support my performance goals in the gym, which always then supports our shaping and toning and tightness in our body and the overall look of our physique. So I hope that helps, guys. Any questions, put them in the comments below. And let's keep rocking. Okay, ciao.